Fabrication is
everybody is capping. Like, I mean, not everybody, but Jesus, like it's crazy. You be like, yo, I really know this person in real life.
They
like,
really gonna get online and act like niggas don't know them in real life.
Right? You be like, oh my God. And they be like, this ain't real. This is just Facebook. I hate when people say that.
This ain't real. This Facebook.
Okay, but it's still a reflection of yourself. I don't care if you're not serious on there. If you're cracking jokes, that's your sense of humor showing. It's still a part of you.
So question. So here's the thing, right? Social media is subjective, right? What if it's not themselves? What if it is?
A lot of people put on.
What if it is their social media presence? And
some
people think that some people have a social media presence and some people don't have a social media presence.
It's only scary if they're not getting paid for it. Like if it's not a major source of income, like that's
right.
a job.
Yeah. If that's real life, they got some personality.
That's their job. They have to be an online personality.
Right. But it's scary though if you're just a regular person and
so
you come on here and you're a completely different person.
So you can't be an extrovert on social media, but be an introvert in life.
That's different. I feel it's different because an introvert, that's about being around people. That's about being in crowds and stuff like that.
No, it's not. An introvert is an opposite.
I would never say something to me, but then you actually...
whatever, extrovert, that's about that.
Yeah.
So...
But you are doing that in social media.
Social media, you can control it. You say what you want to say. You can close it. You're not really near people.
No, but your image and your likeness is out there amongst everybody.
Introverts, though, are typically, like, I have a lot of introverted friends on Facebook. They're still them, but they're talking to them because it's Facebook. Like
because they allow them to be an extrovert. It allows them to stand behind a screen. I don't really have everybody in my face, but I do have everybody in my face.
No, like
I feel like it gives introvert that feeling of being accepted by everyone.
No, just gives me feeling like I can communicate with y'all
by everyone
and turn y'all off when I want to. Like I can see it, but I'm not near you.
That's not an introvert.
I just feel like they're like I can see it without having to be all the way around you, all in these big crowds and all of that. So no, I don't. Because they can still, you can be an introvert and still have a personality. It's just about, it's just not about, being around a bunch of people and in big settings and all of that. Because like, a lot of my friends are introverted, but that just has to do with where I like to go and where you like to go. You want to chill, I'm going to go out. But when we're talking, the conversation is still the conversation.
I feel like introverts you can tell that they're introverts even on social media. I feel like those that play that game, they do that because they could be another personality on.
Well, if it's larger than life, then that's different. That's taking a step up.
Is that insecurity though? Huh? Is that an insecurity though?
Yeah, because you want people to like you. You want to be out there. You're yearning for something that you can't have in people face. Like you can't go out there and do this live.
Can. It's not that they can
on the computer, but if you did this in front of the same fine people on the stage, you wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to
introvert doesn't mean you can't do something. It means you prefer not to be in those settings.
To a certain extent, it's more on the I'm having trouble with it more so than I can do it. Introverts don't want to do that because they have trouble with doing that with some of these things. Mm. They don't like to speak in public because they're not good at speaking in public.
Or maybe they can, but they just don't like to.
In order to do something, you have to do something. In order to know how to do something, you have to do it. You can't just not do something and be like, oh, I know how to do that, unless you can compare it to
something. But that's not saying that they can't do it. Like, you can be an introvert.
You're taking can't and stretching it. You can do anything, but you
can't. That doesn't mean you're not good at it, though.
Then, okay. If you're not good at it, if you're okay, so guys, point of view, if you can't do it, you're not good at it. If you're not good at it, you can't do it. That's what the guy's point of view.
Yeah,
if you're not good at it, you can't do it. And you shouldn't do it.
So just
you can do anybody can speak in front of people, even though they actually can't get words out.
Because you don't want to, but you're skilled naturally and you're really good.
That's a terrible analogy.
No,
that's a terrible analogy.
You can't being an introvert doesn't like coming out, but they can still have conversations. They know how to, but they're like, you know what? It's too peoply for me now. I'm gonna leave. That doesn't mean they can't like people or they can't talk to people. They just prefer not to. They prefer to be in their shell, in their zone. Ryan is an introvert. But it's not because he can't talk to people. Me and Ryan can talk all night, but he will prefer to not be in big crowds if he doesn't have to.
Right.
But he can. Okay. I've seen him party and have a great time.
So you're taking the word can and can't, saying that you physically can't fucking do it. You can't do it.
You're saying because they're not good at it.
So you can't do it.
But what makes them not good at it? Just because they don't want to?